Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Aaron. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our session on our cloud maturity model. Some of you who've been watching yesterday's sessions, you saw the cloud maturity model get mentioned a couple times in the sessions. And so Patrick and I thought it would be fun to actually go through it in a little more detail with all of you on what is this maturity model that Tackle keeps talking about. So before we get started, we'll do quick intros. I'm Erin Feiger, the VP of COSAL here at Tackle. I joined the Tackle crew about 18 months ago through the acquisition of my company, Core Consulting, where we've been helping ISVs go to market with the clouds for over a decade. So excited to bring together COSAL and Marketplace, wrap it all with data and people to really help ISVs do this faster together in how they're going to market with the clouds and turning that into a meaningful revenue channel. One of the things I'm working on right now, I asked Patrick to kind of say like, hey, what's one thing you're working on that's fun at Tackle? Patrick and I are getting ready to work on a vodcast, a video podcast that will be internal for our customers only to really help them continue to skill up and go faster together.
I like that vodcast. I don't think I've heard of vodcast yet. I'm not cool enough for that. Thanks, Aaron. So, Patrick Riley, I'm coming to you today from what is still a calm, but will soon be a windy Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm our cloud go-to-market principal here, and I have the fun job of getting to work with our customers throughout our life cycle, developing, refining, and creating assets that bring more value. So the maturity model, some of our TAM analysis, our business cases, and a lot of things that some of you might be familiar with. So for me, I think the biggest thing right now I'm excited about is for this quarter, this Q2, we've got some cool new projects that we're implementing. We've got a nice business case that wraps Tackle prospect data into a TAM analysis that helps our customers understand where they can actually go realize value, and then and put a plan in place on how to go attain that. So some of that you'll see here at the end of the presentation, but
it fits all nicely into helping our ISVs meet them where they're at in their maturity model and how they're going to market with the clouds. So love that we're bringing to life some of those tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's dig in. What is this maturity model we keep talking about? So it's been a lot of fun over the last couple of months, really putting this idea down on paper and bringing it to life, working with a lot of folks here at Tackle, and specifically, Patrick and I working really tightly together on defining this and then helping bring it to life and teach folks what we mean by the different maturity phases and stages that you can go through, and then what are some tools that you can use along with our platform and our people to really help you go from left to right in your maturity. So in the first two sections, you see this like incubation and orchestration. We're really talking about establishing that foundation and building adoption. Typically, when you're getting in these two phases, you have the alliance person or the alliance team that's really doing all of this incubating. We have this idea. We believe that the clouds are going to help us and this could be a meaningful revenue channel, but we're not quite sure yet. So we're going to go incubate that over here, and we're going to create some processes. We're going to create a strategy with our cloud provider. We're going to start to establish a foundation around which customers inside of our customer base do we think the cloud partnerships can really help us with. So we really have to know that TAM that we're going to go focus on. And then once we understand the customers, the why, like why are we going to share them? What do we want to do next so that we can actually engage in a meaningful way? And as you establish that foundation, that building the business plan, figuring out your joint messaging, figuring out the customers you want to go focus on, now you have to go start to build adoption and get a few of those wins under your belt. Get some sellers trained up on what this is and engaging in the model. and starting to use technology to help you. And at first, you might be using just Tackle Platform as the cloud person to really operationalize the partnership. But as you move from building to driving adoption, really then saying, okay, I've incubated this concept. I'm getting wins, I'm getting traction. We're starting to see about 10% of our revenue going through the cloud marketplaces. Now it's time to take this and start to integrate it into our business and the way we do business in the systems that we do business in. If we're really going to get scale and drive scale and create automation around some of these processes that me, the alliance person, or me, the alliance team, has been doing, right? Like if I'm going to grow this, I need to start getting more of my team members and the organization involved in supporting it. And so now we're going to integrate it. And the first way to integrate it is to download the Salesforce app and start to extend these operational processes that you'd been incubating over here into Salesforce and start to bring that to life inside of Salesforce, which starts to drive more eyeballs onto the data that you have access to and the processes that you've created, the ability for more people to raise their hand and say, I want to co-sell with the cloud providers, and give them the easy button to click and say, yep, and engage, connect me with my cloud counterpart. I want to see the customers that are in marketplaces. Which marketplace should I go start to talk to my customer about? So using that propensity data. And that's when you really start to get that driving adoption phase. And then scaling adoption is when you're like, okay, this is working in one area. Maybe it's one business unit, one region. Now let's go launch this like multi-region. We're a global organization. We have multiple products or multiple BUs, or just at scale, like maybe we have one product, but now we just want to really make this a part of like the fabric of our business. So we're going to go create automation around some of these processes. So it just becomes, this is the way we do business. This is how we renew. This is how we transact. And it just becomes a natural part of how you're doing business. And that's when you see the alliance role really becoming more like the organization is leading and the alliance person is there still helping support and drive and bring all of the nuances of working with the cloud providers and how the programs change and the systems change, and bringing all of those changes back to the organization so that they can continue to evolve the way in which they've built their go-to-market engine around their cloud partnership, so that they can keep that thing moving fluidly and still creating and driving more and more revenue for them. So we see different success factors come into play. So you kind of have these stages and phases. It starts off as alliance-led, really heavily in the alliance department, and then moves over into more of the organizations getting involved and leading it with the alliance supporting. A lot of times ISVs will ask us, well, like, how long should it take us? Like, what should we expect? Should we start to see traction, get to 10% of revenue or more, like within 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? Like, what are we talking about here? And it's really hard to pinpoint that specifically. I can tell you that it definitely takes 12 to 18 months of like, we're going to focus on this. We're going to get dedicated resources. We're going to commit to this. We're going to put some rigor around it. Even if you're incubating it, you're still going to put all of that discipline around it to get that traction that you're looking for, to see those success indicators that say, okay, let's keep investing. Let's keep doing more. Things that I've seen make this experience go faster and getting traction both inside your organization as the alliance person. You're trying to get the organization rallied around it, as well as you're out there working with your cloud partner and getting that strategy built and rallied around, right? So like you have to go both ways, internal and with the cloud partnership. And some of the things that have impacted the speed and made it faster is like that appetite to go all in. Like, how invested is the organization? I can remember working with a storage partner, and they were like, we are committed. And it was great because they had it from the top down. The sales leaders were working across their sales teams to say, you will do this, you will engage with the cloud provider, you will find out who your cloud counterpart is. And they had that like all-in commitment. And then they had the pipeline there. So between the commitment and the pipeline, and we put that all into the system, their partnership got a lot of traction really fast. Right? So there are things that can impact the speed. Patrick, why don't you bring it to life a little bit more on some of the things that you've built that help the ISVs activate their strategies and move them from left to right in that maturity model?
Yeah, thanks, Erin. I think for me, one of the big things I've learned spending time with a lot of our customers over the last 6 months or so was to really first step back, and before we do anything else, take the time to put together and assess, like, where are our actual pains? So let's look at the organization and let's look at the maturity model, how we broke that out, and let's define the problems that we're having. And some of the problems we might not know, and that's where you can leverage, Tackle or others to help you kind of outline what those look like, but bucket those into some themes. And so this is just, we're showing some examples of customers we've anonymized and data that we went through together. But you can see there's not a small list. And a lot of these will generally fall into categories that many of you are seeing as challenges as well. And some of these will probably resonate. So for me, the first thing that we want to do to activate this is like, let's set our baseline and understand where we are. And let's be real about it. Let's not make this up. When I came over to Tackle from Dell, we had a lot of challenges, and part of the process we had to go through was to get out of our own way and identify what those were first.
Yeah.
And before, once we've done that and we've identified those opportunities to improve, then we can set that actual baseline for where we are and align on some benchmarks for where we want to go next. Now, these are like actionable benchmarks, and let's set high level goals first, attainable goals, not, hey, I want to have 50% of my ARR from inbound leads. Like that's something that we can't get quite yet. So let's start with something attainable and actionable to move from where we are to where we want to be. So here's another customer example. And again, this is kind of, hey, on the left-hand side, write down where you think you are from a high level, things you've accomplished. Over on the right, what are those actions that we can take from a high level?
And you're going to hear, right, Patrick? And today is like our practitioner day. So you're going to hear from a lot of customers who are at different phases and stages, and the activities they're doing and the outcomes that they're getting from that in the stories throughout today.
Yeah, absolutely. And be listening as you hear them. Maybe it's a little fun exercise. Jot down where you think they are in maturity. I know I asked it in the chat and we got a bunch of secret squirrel responses there. So I get not everybody wants to share that, but take time and do the exercise yourself.
Yeah.
So once we've figured that out, we want to validate our opportunity, and maybe you do this sooner, and that's totally fine too. But generally what we like to do with our customers and our partners is validate that opportunity that we just talked through. So we've identified the opportunities from pain. Now we've looked at what our next steps should be. Let's validate that those align to our metrics and our goals, and let's leverage our data to do that. So, it's not only the operational and strategic next steps, but the actionable revenue targets that we want to go after. So this was a cybersecurity company. They looked to tackle prospects, and we identified the opportunity for them there. And then finally, before I run out of time here, we've done this a variety of different ways. Call to action, run the assessment on our website, do it live with a Tackle SE, do it on your own, do it with us, doesn't matter. But out of that, we can help you put together a successful business plan that you can go attain with kind of a 30, 60, 90-day target and help you move to the next phase of maturity. So,
yeah. And part of why we created that is we heard from all of you, hey, help me either put together a business plan to go justify this investment, go get more investment, go prove out like why we're doing this and the impact and the potential that is behind there, right? So we built these tools from listening to all of our customers in the asks that they had of us.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Sorry, I